In the past, I used to think that green vegetables and fruits were the healthiest foods that older adults could eat. Every day, I encouraged my loved ones to eat plenty of vegetables, believing it was the key to living a long and healthy life. But one day, when I came across a study, I had to stop and reflect. A large scientific study showed that some vegetables we thought were healthy could actually be harmful, especially to older adults. I couldn't believe it. Vegetables, the foods we always consider to be superfoods, could actually contribute to harming our health, and even worse, these harmful effects could happen silently without us even realizing it. Joint pain, loss of balance, and memory problems might be caused by the very things we've been eating daily. This made me rethink my own diet, and that of my loved ones. The truth is, we might be eating things that seem healthy, but they are silently weakening our bodies, reducing our mobility, and even slowing down our thinking process. These effects not only cause pain, but also take away precious moments of life, moments we could be enjoying with family and friends. Welcome to today's video, where we'll explore things that have never been discussed about the diets of older adults. You, like me, might have always believed that fruits and vegetables were the best choices. But today, I'll share with you shocking discoveries that could change the way you view the foods you eat every day. Let's begin this journey together, exploring which vegetables are good for you, and which ones may not always be the best friends for your body. Most importantly, I will share with you alternatives, foods you can add to your diet to live healthily, full of energy, and independently throughout your life. So, are you ready to change your eating habits to protect your health and freedom with every step you take? Let's dive in now. Video content introduction. In this video, we'll dive into three main categories: vegetables you should eat to protect your brain, boost your health, and maintain flexibility in your movements. Vegetables you need to avoid if you want to maintain health throughout your life. Scientific research and practical advice to help you change your diet effectively. Now, let's start with one of the lesser-known vegetables, yet incredibly important for the health of older adults. 1. Introduction: the hidden dangers of healthy vegetables. You've probably heard the saying, eating more fruits and vegetables is good for your health, right? Just like me, many of us grew up with the belief that vegetables are always the best choice for our bodies. We were taught that they not only enhance our health, but also keep us strong, youthful, and full of energy. However, one day, I happened to read a study that made me stop and think deeply. A major research study revealed that some vegetables we consider to be superfoods could actually harm our bodies, especially for older adults. You may not notice it right away, but these effects could silently occur in our bodies without us even realizing it. To illustrate this, imagine an elderly person who eats a plate of nutritious greens every day, including vegetables that seem to be very healthy, like white potatoes, eggplants, or green bell peppers. They think they are doing the right thing, but in reality, these foods can cause inflammation, impair blood circulation, and gradually weaken muscles and joints. Over time, this makes it easier for older adults to fall, harder for them to move around, and even cause them to lose the independence they've maintained their whole life. An important lesson I learned from this research is that not everything we think is good truly brings health benefits, especially as we age. Some vegetables that seem like perfect choices may actually contribute to serious health problems that we can't anticipate. These issues may not be immediately apparent, but they can have a significant impact on the quality of life for older adults. You're probably thinking, so what should I eat to protect my health? Don't worry, we will soon explore which vegetables are truly good for your health, and more importantly, which ones you should avoid to live a long, healthy, and independent life. So, where do we start? Let's begin by looking at vegetables that truly bring incredible benefits for older adults. One such vegetable, recommended by experts not only for its taste, but also for its ability to protect vision, maintain bone health, and support circulation, is carrots. Let's dive into the wonderful benefits that carrots can bring to our bodies, especially as we age. 2. The impact of poor circulation and inflammation in older adults as we age. One of the most significant changes in our bodies is that the circulatory system no longer functions as efficiently as before. Blood doesn't flow as well as it did when we were younger, and this is one of the reasons why we start feeling tired, weak, and have difficulty with daily activities. Imagine walking a short distance, but feeling your legs heavy, having difficulty moving, or even experiencing muscle aches. This is not just a temporary discomfort. Over time, if left unchecked, it could lead to more serious issues like arthritis, arterial blockages, and even strokes. We will explore two main issues that older adults often face: poor circulation and chronic inflammation. When blood vessels are not properly supplied with oxygen and nutrients, the body starts to suffer. For example, when you feel aches in your joints or muscles, or experience sudden cramps, these are signs of inflammation. Chronic inflammation, if not managed, can weaken the circulatory system and hinder the body's ability to recover. I want to share a real-life story with you about Sarah, a 68-year-old woman I know. Sarah always felt her legs were tired and heavy, and occasionally her legs would swell by the end of the day. She never thought this was a sign of poor circulation. However, when she went for a checkup, the doctor pointed out that she had signs of peripheral artery disease, a condition that affects blood flow to the limbs. The doctor advised her to change her diet and eat more foods that improve circulation, which helped her feel more energized. The lesson I learned from this story is, when you feel like your body is not what it used to be, don't just accept it as part of the aging process. Symptoms like muscle fatigue, swollen legs, or joint pain are not normal. They are warning signs that your body is facing circulation and inflammation issues. We need to take proactive steps to learn about and improve our eating habits and exercise routines to protect our cardiovascular and circulatory health. So, how can we effectively support blood flow and reduce inflammation? One simple yet incredibly powerful food that helps improve blood circulation and reduce inflammation is carrots. Carrots are not just an easy-to-eat vegetable. They are a superfood with amazing benefits for our cardiovascular health and mobility. Let's dive deeper into the wonderful benefits that carrots offer for maintaining our health as we age. 3. Carrots, a superfood for vision and mobility. Carrots is simple, easy-to-eat vegetable, but what you may not know is that it contains a treasure trove of nutrients that can help maintain long-term health, especially for older adults. Have you ever wondered why doctors often recommend older adults eat carrots? The answer lies in its composition, beta-carotene. This is a natural form of vitamin A, which not only helps protect the eyes, but also supports heart and muscle health. Imagine you're sitting by the window, looking out and enjoying the view, but suddenly, you notice that your vision is no longer as sharp as before. Your eyesight becomes blurry, and activities like driving or reading become difficult. This is a sign of macular degeneration, a common issue in older adults. However, if you include enough beta-carotene in your diet, you can reduce the risk of this condition, helping maintain sharper vision. One of the most obvious benefits of carrots is their ability to prevent or slow down the progression of macular degeneration, thus helping you maintain confidence and independence in daily activities. The story of my friend Mr. Henry is a great example of the benefits of carrots. Mr. Henry is 75 years old, and a few years ago, he began having trouble seeing clearly while driving. After being advised by his doctor to eat more carrots for vitamin A, he started incorporating them into his daily meals, not just eating them raw, but also drinking fresh carrot juice. After a short time, he noticed a significant improvement in his vision. He could read the newspaper without glasses, and long trips no longer made him feel fatigued. In addition to supporting eye health, carrots also help improve mobility and flexibility. As we age, our cells and blood vessels begin to deteriorate. Eating carrots regularly helps improve blood circulation, supports nutrient delivery to muscles and joints, and allows us to move more easily without experiencing pain or fatigue. The small lesson I want to share here is, never underestimate simple foods like carrots. Sometimes, health doesn't come from expensive superfoods, but from simple, familiar foods that can be powerful allies in maintaining long-term health. Carrots are a perfect example of this: easy to find, easy to eat, but offering so many benefits you might not even know about. However, just eating carrots isn't enough to maintain flexibility and overall health. Another incredibly powerful vegetable, which not only supports joint health, but also aids circulation and protects the brain, is broccoli. Let's explore why broccoli is such a great choice for older adults in maintaining health and vitality. 4. Broccoli, a powerhouse for bone health and brain function. When thinking about bone and brain health, you might immediately think of nutritious foods like milk, salmon, or almonds. However, another often overlooked green vegetable has incredible benefits for both bones and the brain: broccoli. Broccoli is not just an easy-to-cook vegetable, but a true superfood, packed with essential nutrients. One of the most important compounds found in broccoli is sulforaphane, a plant compound known for its powerful anti-inflammatory properties. Chronic inflammation, as I mentioned earlier, is the cause of many health issues as we age, including bone diseases, artery problems, and even memory decline. Sulforaphane helps reduce inflammation and protect cells in the body, thus maintaining overall health. Let's think about Mrs. Emma, a longtime friend of mine. She is 72 years old and has always taken great care of her health. However, about a year ago, she began experiencing knee pain and difficulty focusing on her tasks. Her doctor recommended that she add more broccoli to her diet to fight aging and improve circulation. After consistently eating broccoli every day for a while, Mrs. Emma not only felt her knee pain reduce, but her memory also became sharper. She shared with me that broccoli had helped her feel healthier each day, not only physically, but also mentally. Another fantastic benefit of broccoli is its ability to improve bone density. With a large amount of vitamin K and calcium, broccoli helps make bones stronger and healthier. This is especially good news for older adults, as bones tend to weaken and become more brittle with age. Regularly eating broccoli can not only help prevent osteoporosis, but also support the circulatory system, enhancing flexibility for daily activities. The lesson I want to share from Mrs. Emma's story is, significant changes often come from small changes in your diet. A simple action like adding broccoli to your meals every day can lead to remarkable results. Never underestimate the power of easily accessible foods, because those small things can truly change the quality of your life. However, broccoli is just one part of the health story for older adults. Another essential green vegetable that should be included in your diet is spinach. Spinach is not only good for the body, but also provides incredible benefits for the brain and cardiovascular health. Let's explore how spinach can support our bodies in maintaining health as we age. 5. Spinach, the green giant for blood flow and mental clarity. Spinach, perhaps one of the most overlooked vegetables, is actually one of the true superfoods that our bodies desperately need, especially as we age. Spinach is not just an ordinary green vegetable. It is a giant when it comes to improving blood flow and maintaining mental clarity. One of the reasons spinach is especially beneficial for older adults is the natural nitrates it contains. Nitrates play a fantastic role in dilating blood vessels, helping to improve circulation and delivering more oxygen and nutrients to the body, especially to the muscles and brain. You may not notice it immediately, but as we age, poor circulation can lead to fatigue, low energy, and even reduced cognitive function. Spinach helps enhance blood vessel flexibility, allowing blood to flow more easily, thus improving overall health. Let me share the story of Mr. Bob, an 80-year-old family friend. Mr. Bob has always been very proactive about healthy eating and regularly includes spinach in his diet. Before he started eating spinach daily, he had some memory issues and would often forget tasks he needed to complete. However, after adding spinach to each meal, not only did he feel physically lighter, but his mind also became sharper. He was able to remember appointments and even started reading more, something he had previously struggled with. In addition to benefiting brain function, spinach also supports cardiovascular health, helping lower blood pressure and keep the heart healthy. For older adults, maintaining stable blood pressure is crucial, as it helps reduce the risk of strokes, heart attacks, and other cardiovascular issues. Spinach is also an excellent source of folate and lutein, two essential nutrients that protect eye health, prevent macular degeneration, and help maintain clear and healthy vision. The lesson I want to share from Mr. Bob's story is, sometimes, health doesn't come from expensive medications or complicated methods. A simple change in your diet, like adding spinach, can bring about significant improvements in your overall health. Spinach is proof that simple, nutrient-dense foods can greatly improve the quality of our lives. While spinach offers many benefits, an older adult's diet shouldn't stop there. One highly popular and easy-to-prepare vegetable that you cannot overlook in your diet is carrots. Carrots not only help protect your eyes, but also support bone health and mobility. Let's explore why carrots are such an essential part of the diet for older adults. 6. The hidden dangers of white potatoes. For seniors, white potatoes are perhaps one of the most familiar and beloved foods in family meals. They appear in most meals, from crispy French fries to smooth mashed potatoes, or the fragrant baked potatoes at gatherings. But what you might not know is that for older adults, white potatoes carry some risks that we cannot ignore. White potatoes have a high glycemic index, which means that when eaten, they rapidly raise blood sugar levels. One of the main issues for older adults is poor circulation and diabetes. These sudden spikes in blood sugar not only harm the body, but also increase inflammation in the blood vessels, impair circulation, and make us more susceptible to joint problems, and even increase the risk of strokes and cardiovascular diseases. Imagine one evening, you have a meal with French fries and a piece of grilled meat. The next day, you feel tired, your mind is foggy, and your limbs feel heavy, making it difficult to move. That is a sign of blood sugar rising too quickly, causing fatigue and a drop in energy. When this happens frequently, the body gradually loses its ability to maintain blood sugar stability, leading to serious health issues. The story of Mr. George, a friend of mine, is a clear example. Mr. George is 77 years old, and he has always enjoyed eating French fries every week. However, after he started feeling difficulty walking and constant fatigue, his doctor pointed out that his blood sugar was high, and white potatoes were one of the causes. After replacing white potatoes with foods that have a lower glycemic index, like sweet potatoes, he noticed a significant improvement in energy and a reduction in leg pain. He not only felt healthier, but also regained the ability to walk and play with his grandchildren without feeling tired. The lesson I want to share from Mr. George's story is, sometimes, foods that seem harmless can cause significant harm. White potatoes may be delicious, but for older adults, they are not the best choice if you want to maintain long-term health. We need to carefully consider the foods in our diet and opt for healthier alternatives to protect our well-being. If white potatoes can cause such issues, then other alternatives can help us maintain health and flexibility. One excellent substitute for potatoes is sweet potatoes, which have a much lower glycemic index and are rich in nutrients. Let's explore why sweet potatoes are a perfect replacement, not only helping stabilize blood sugar, but also offering many overall health benefits for older adults. 7. Eggplants and lectins, the silent risk to joints and muscle. Eggplants, with their glossy appearance and deep purple color, are one of the most popular vegetables in family meals, especially in stir-fries, grilled dishes, or even salads. However, there's something not everyone knows about eggplants. They contain lectins, a type of plant protein that can be harmful to the body, especially as we age. Lectins are natural proteins produced by eggplants to protect themselves from insects and other threats. But when we consume foods that are high in lectins, they can cause unwanted effects on the body, especially on joints and muscles. When lectins enter the body, they can trigger chronic inflammation, a major factor leading to joint and muscle pain, and even reducing mobility and flexibility. Think of Mrs. Helen, close friend of mine, who is 74 years old. Mrs. Helen has always loved eating eggplant, particularly in stir-fries, and she enjoyed the taste very much. However, in the past few months, she began feeling pain in her knees and stiffness every time she woke up. She didn't understand why, as she had always been very careful about her health. After visiting the doctor, he pointed out that she was showing signs of arthritis and advised her to reduce her consumption of eggplants and foods containing lectins. After making changes to her diet and cutting back on eggplants, Mrs. Helen started to feel better. The pain in her joints reduced, and she was able to move more easily. The lesson from Mrs. Helen's story is, while eggplant is a healthy and nutritious food, it may not be the best choice for older adults who are dealing with joint or muscle issues. Lectins can be a silent contributor to inflammation, exacerbating joint and muscle problems, especially when the body is no longer able to handle inflammatory triggers as easily as when we were younger. However, not all foods have such negative effects. If you're looking for alternatives to eggplant to maintain joint and muscle health, one great food you can try is red bell peppers. Red bell peppers are not only rich in vitamin C, which supports bone health, but they also help reduce inflammation in the body. Let's explore why red bell peppers make an excellent replacement for eggplant in the diets of older adults. 8. Green bell peppers. A surprising culprit for inflammation. Green bell peppers, with their vibrant color and crisp texture, are often considered a great choice for salads or stir-fries. Many people believe that green bell peppers are a nutritious, low-calorie food that is very good for health. However, what few know is that, for some people, especially older adults, green bell peppers can be a silent culprit causing health issues, particularly inflammation. The reason green bell peppers can cause inflammation lies in a substance called lectins. Lectins are natural proteins found in many foods, including bell peppers. They can irritate the stomach lining, reducing the ability to digest and absorb nutrients. Especially for older adults, when the immune and digestive systems are not as strong as before, lectins can trigger chronic inflammation, leading to issues like joint pain, gastrointestinal inflammation, and reduced mobility. Imagine Mr. Jack, 72 years old, who always had the habit of eating green bell peppers in his daily meals. Although he didn't notice any issues immediately, over time, he began to feel pain in his wrists and knees. Whenever he stood up after sitting for a long period, he felt difficulty and a bit unsteady. After consulting his doctor and making changes to his diet by reducing green bell peppers and foods containing lectins, he started feeling better. The pain decreased, and he was able to move more freely, no longer fearing unsteady steps. The lesson I want to share from Mr. Jack's story is, sometimes, we eat foods that seem harmless, but we don't realize they can silently cause health problems. Understanding the components of our food and how they affect our bodies is crucial, especially as we age. Green bell peppers are not the bad guys for everyone, but if you notice issues related to joint inflammation or muscle pain, it might be time to reconsider consuming this food. So, if green bell peppers are not the best choice, what are some healthy alternatives for older adults? One excellent alternative you can try is red bell peppers. Red bell peppers are not only rich in vitamin C, which boosts the immune system, but also have excellent anti-inflammatory properties. Let's explore why red bell peppers are a great companion for our health as we age. 9. Building a balanced diet for older adults. What to include and avoid as we age. One of the most important things to maintain good health is our diet. A proper diet not only provides energy for the body, but also serves as the foundation for keeping our organs functioning efficiently, protecting us from illness, and ensuring that we feel healthy. However, choosing the right foods is not always easy, especially when we need to pay attention to the changes in our bodies as we age. A balanced diet for older adults should include all the necessary food groups, from protein, healthy fats, to vegetables, fruits, and whole grains. However, there are also foods we need to limit or avoid, as they can harm our health if consumed in excess. For example, a balanced diet should include plenty of protein from sources like lean meats, fish, eggs, and beans. Protein is essential for maintaining muscles and repairing body tissues. Especially as we age, our muscles begin to lose some strength and mass, so getting enough protein is crucial to keep the body healthy and flexible. Healthy fats from sources like olive oil, avocados, and nuts are also important as they help maintain cardiovascular function and improve brain health. When choosing fats, remember to opt for unsaturated fats and avoid saturated fats found in processed foods or fast food. When it comes to vegetables and fruits, choose those that are rich in fiber and vitamins, such as broccoli, carrots, and spinach. These vegetables not only help improve bone and eye health, but also support digestion and reduce inflammation in the body. However, there are also some foods that older adults should limit or avoid, such as processed foods containing high levels of sugar, salt, and unhealthy fats. White potatoes and fried potato dishes, sugary snacks, or canned foods can all increase the risk of cardiovascular diseases, diabetes, and blood pressure problems. Let's think of Mrs. Linda, a family friend. Mrs. Linda used to eat a lot of French fries and fast food. After a health checkup, she discovered that her blood sugar was elevated and she started having difficulty moving. After changing her diet, cutting back on processed foods, and increasing her intake of greens, she felt more energetic, her joint pain reduced, and she was able to participate in her favorite activities without the difficulty she faced before. The important lesson here is, a balanced diet is not just about eating enough food, but also about making smart choices to ensure that the body gets the best nutrients without facing the risks from unhealthy foods. It's essential to know not only what to eat, but also what to avoid to protect long-term health. However, building a balanced diet is just one part of maintaining health as we age. In addition to diet, gentle exercise also plays a crucial role in maintaining flexibility and strength. One of the simplest and most effective forms of exercise is walking. Let's explore the wonderful benefits of walking for older adults' health, and why it should become a part of your daily routine. 10. Conclusion. The power of smart eating for longevity and independence. As we look back on this journey through this video, one thing is clear. Health as we age is not something beyond our control. What we eat every day can greatly impact the quality of our lives in the later years. And it's not just about eating super nutritious foods, but understanding what our bodies truly need and making smart choices to maintain long-term health. A smart diet not only helps us live longer, but also live healthier and independently. To achieve this, we need to focus on foods that support our health, such as carrots, broccoli, spinach, and red bell peppers. Foods that help maintain bone health, enhance brain function, and protect the circulatory system. Alongside that, we must also learn to avoid or limit foods that can harm the body, like white potatoes, eggplants, and green bell peppers. Foods that can increase inflammation and negatively affect the joints and muscles. Remember the stories of Mr. George, Mrs. Helen, and Mrs. Linda that we shared throughout this video. They are all individuals who found strength in changing their eating habits and experienced significant improvements in their health. Small yet decisive steps in choosing food helped them maintain flexibility and independence without worrying about age-related health problems. And that's the lesson we can draw. Never underestimate the power of smart food choices. Small changes in your diet can make a big difference in your health and life. Throughout our lives, we've learned how to choose what's best for ourselves. And as we grow older, these choices become more important than ever. A healthy diet not only helps you live longer, but also live freely and healthily, without being limited by health problems. So, we have journeyed together, from learning about the vegetables that help us maintain health as we age to identifying foods that pose hidden risks. One thing is clear, health and independence in the later years of life are not solely dependent on luck, but primarily on the decisions we make each day, especially when it comes to food choices. Diet is not just about simple meals, but rather smart decisions that keep our bodies strong, resilient, and ready to face life's challenges. Remember, a healthy diet will not only help you live longer, but it will also help you live a higher quality life. Independent, free, and healthy living That is the goal we can all achieve if we know how to choose foods that benefit our health and avoid those that can weaken our bodies. As the stories of Mr. George, Mrs. Helen, and Mrs. Linda that we shared have shown, small changes in eating habits can lead to significant improvements in health. Every day, every meal, is an opportunity for us to take care of ourselves and protect our freedom and independence in the years to come. Finally, I want to remind you that health is not a priceless gift that we can receive just once. It is the result of smart choices we make every day, with every meal, with every step we take. Take care of your body, and it will always support you throughout the long journey of life. Thank you for joining me in this video. If you found the information useful, don't forget to share it with your loved ones. Together, we can build a healthy and energetic community so that old age is no longer a burden, but a wonderful stage of life. Keep taking care of yourself, eat smart, and maintain a healthy lifestyle.